you for joining us on Good Morning Today. Joining us right now is acclaimed documentary filmmaker Eric Skarsgård. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me on.
So, your latest film is getting quite the buzz right now. The Gospel according to, let me see if I get this name right. Ahasver. Right, Ahasver. Luke's more Gnostic twin brother.
See, you got it.
Well, it's a mouthful right there.
Yeah.
It's not just a history lesson, though. You have a framing device that is, shall we say, unconventional?
Yeah, my movie opens with an actor in a spaceship. Thank God for green screen.
And the actor is playing...
Ahasver, Luke's more Gnostic twin brother.
He's being anal probed.
Yeah, the actor was a good sport there. First scene he shot, really. Weird first day of filming. Hey, dude, nice to meet you. Now drop your pants and lay on the table.
Well, the movie has been banned in Tennessee and Florida and a couple other states.
It's the hottest illegal download in those states, too, so I'm winning.
Really, the brilliant twist in that scene, though, I feel, is the aliens.
Yeah, I really am grateful to my customer and my FX people there.
I love how they all look like the Egyptian gods.
Well, the aliens on the ship are the Egyptian gods.
Right.
Ahasver is a worshipper of the Greek gods. His father is a Jewish merchant living in the Holy Land at the time of Christ. But his father, being a merchant, does a lot of traveling while trading, so Ahasver's mother is originally from Greece and has not converted to Judaism. Luke, Ahasver's brother, identifies as Jewish, Ahasver, Greek.
And both men follow Christ around, listening to him speak. They are witnesses to his crucifixion.
Yeah, and Ahasver tells the story of Christ through the eyes of a man who worships multiple gods, one who is not a believer in the God of Israel.
For those in our audience who don't know anything about the Gnostics, care to shed some light as to who
they were an early group of Christians. The term Gnostic comes from the Greek word gnosis, knowledge. They believed they had a secret knowledge that would free them from the constraints of the physical world in which we're at.
So they believed the physical world was evil.
Yes, they believed that God the Creator from the Old Testament and God the Father from the New Testament were two totally different deities.
And why would they believe this?
They were trying to reconcile the difference they perceived between God in the Old Testament and God in the New Testament. The wrathful, vengeful God of the Old Testament didn't seem to match the description of the loving Father that Jesus preached about, so the Gnostics believed they had to be different beings. The God from the Old Testament was evil in their eyes, as was the world he created.
And the God of the New Testament was the good God.
Yes, he believes Jesus is the son of the Greek god Prometheus.
Prometheus?
The ancient Greeks believed that Prometheus created mankind, and he was like a loving father to mankind. He stole fire from the other gods, from Olympus, and taught man how to light the fire. And this was totally against the wishes of the king of the gods, Zeus.
Whenever I think of Zeus, I think of him in Disney's Hercules.
Oh, yes. The devoted family man who is dedicated to his wife and kids. Not quite the way the actual myths go.
Well, that's certainly a bummer.
Yes, bummer is exactly the word to use there. Anyway, Zeus angrily crucifies Prometheus to a giant rock. And every day a buzzard visits Prometheus and rips out his liver. The liver grows back overnight. And so the vicious cycle continues for hundreds and hundreds of years until Prometheus is finally freed, ironically, by the hero Heracles.
Well, I don't know about you, but I always hated liver as a child, so I totally feel for that bird. But back to your groundbreaking film.
Yes. Ahasver is heavily inspired by the Gnostics. The Gnostics were among the first Gentiles to convert to Christianity. At this point in time, Christianity was pretty much just another sect of Judaism.
Yes, and this brings me to the part of your documentary I found most interesting. The first Christian martyrs to be persecuted by the Romans were persecuted not because they were Christians, but
because they were Jewish, yes. In 66 AD, there was a Jewish revolt in Jerusalem where they actually managed to force out the Roman oppressors. But the Romans were able to take the site back, and the Romans then burned the great temple to the ground and expelled the Jews from the land. And then they went about trying to kind of wipe the Jewish people from history as well.
Kind of funny when many people think that Roman Catholicism is the earliest form of Christianity.
Yeah, Christianity really didn't become a separate faith from Judaism until much later, after a Roman believed Jesus appeared to him in a vision and talked to him.
And it was at this point Gentiles began joining the faith?
Joining it and forever changing it. One of the reasons why the earliest Gospels were written in Greek.
Hebrew and Aramaic. It's all Greek to me.
Yes. Well.
And with that, it looks like we have to cut to commercial. Thank you again for coming on the show today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
And later on today's program, student loan forgiveness. Some politicians are comparing it to Nazi Germany. That's later today.
He's out again.
I don't think he's coming back this semester. His father called last night.
Oh.
Well, so today we continue with our lesson on the Great Vampire Scare of 1890. It is amazing how much can change in just 2 years. Arthur Holmwood had lost yet another of his children, and the court jester was now a serious actor.
Hath not a Jew's eyes? Hath not a Jew's hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warm and cooled by the same winter and summers, as a Christian is? If you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die?
You! What are you doing?
Did I miss my entrance?
Duh! Yes, you missed your entrance. You only have one line in the show. One line. Hawk! That's it. You carry that friggin' spear and say, Hawk! And you can't even handle that?
And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we were like you and the rest, we will resemble you in that. The villainy you teach me, I will execute.
Inspector Lestrade is here to see you, ma'am.
Show him in.
Will there be anything else?
No, thank you.
I'll take your hat.
Please, take a seat.
The Queen around?
No, she's out in the garden with her new friend.
Oh, yes. The gentleman she refers to as the gentleman from one of the few remaining colonies.
Yes, that would be the one. Oh, where are my manners? We just got 200 eggs this morning. Shall I have the cook make you an omelet?
No, thank you, ma'am.
A spot of tea?
Again, ma'am, I'm fine.
Oh, well, more for me then. What brings you by this early in the morning?
I don't wish to upset you, but we had to take your husband in this morning.
You arrested by Jonathan like a common
Please.
commoner?
We had no choice. He was found naked, curled up on the steps of Westminster Abbey, ranting at the birds.
Ranting at birds?
He thought they were bats, ma'am.
Oh, no.
Vampire bats.
Ugh, he's on that kick again, I see.
I'm sorry. How long has this been going on?
Since they found him, really. I mean, it's not always bats and vampires. But the man is afraid of his own shadow. I can't explain it.
Must be difficult.
Where is he now?
He is with Dr. Seward.
So, Mr. Harker, you believe these bats followed you all the way from Transylvania.
Again, Doctor, they are not bats. They just look like bats. Why is it you and Mina both fail to understand this?
So you have discussed this with your wife?
Of course I have. I haven't been able to get it up after what those wretched creatures did to me. I felt my wife most certainly deserved an explanation there.
Can't get it up.
No. Again, not since the incident.
What incident?
While I was at Castle Dracula, he had these 3 brides. They each had 5 breasts, and they squirted blood from their nipples into a giant tub where I was forced to bathe in said blood.
What room did this take place
The Great
in?
Hall. Guards who were half wolf and half man dragged me out of bed one night while I was trying to sleep. They stripped me as these 3 5-breasted women approached laughing. Count Dracula watched with the most evil grin I have ever seen.
And after the bathing in blood, what happened?
Wait! One crucial detail. Did I mention each of the women had 5 breasts?
Yes, you have.
I was tied up, and they each took turns with me and sucked all the, from...
Oh, wait. You said Count Dracula was there witnessing all of this.
Yes.
The dead Count Dracula? Or undead?
When Dracula left for London, he kept me there so I could be a plaything for those succubuses. Succubi?
Wait. What do you mean, when he left for London?
He said he had business to take care of here.
When did he supposedly leave Transylvania?
Just a month or 2 before I managed to escape his castle.
Interesting.
Want to hear something even more interesting? The women each had 5 breasts.
Yes, you horned dogs. You happen to know how Count Dracula came here.
Yes. He said he had booked passage on a ship called the SS Demeter.
Very good. Very good.
Yes, sir?
Miss Westenra, the session is over. You can show our patient out now.
Over? Just like that?
Yes, I'm afraid. I have some rather pressing business to attend to.
You think I'm crazy, just like everyone else does.
No, not at all. On the contrary, you may have just helped me solve another case of mine.
Another case of yours? You sound like a detective now.
The good doctor dabbles in many things, sir. And he dabbles quite well.
I have an appointment with Arthur Homewood next week, right?
Yes, doctor, the poor man.
Indeed. Losing his wife and all but one of his children to, well, what I initially thought was consumption.
It wasn't consumption.
No, we are not getting into this. I wish not to disturb the mind of such a sweet and innocent, if not also petulant maiden.
It's vampires, isn't
Vampires? Vampires? How do you know?
Many believe the vampire myths to be old maids' tales. So don't be too shocked, doctor, if I know just about everything there is to know on the topic.
You are a remarkable woman.
Thank you, doctor.
Remarkable. That is all.
Arthur Homewood Jr. had just moved back home. Arthur Sr. was distraught since most of his family had now died from what nobody at the time realized was tuberculosis.
Now, Homewood initially rejected any suggestion that his family had become the victims of a vampire. Seward had been suspecting vampires were the problem for some time now. He just couldn't figure out where they were all coming from. Seward began talking to some of Homewood's neighbors. They reported all sorts of weird things that had happened the past couple of years. Weird sounds in the night, crops not growing, cattle getting sick. The doctor was building his case.
Mr. Morris, you're late.
I looked up the SS Demeter as you asked.
And what did you find?
It was found shipwrecked on the shores of Whitby 2 years ago. The crew had all succumbed to illness.
So there were no survivors then?
There was one, a madman who didn't speak a word of English. He had only the clothes on his back and a sketchbook. He was supposedly from Zagenzwingen.
I do not think he was from Zagenzwingen. No, I think he was from Transylvania. In fact, I'm pretty sure he is our vampire.
But modern science doesn't accept the existence of vampires, Doctor. Vampires are just superstitious nonsense.
I assure you that oftentimes what is superstitious nonsense today will become the scientific reality of the future. Vampires are cunning and dangerous, but their truest power lies in the fact that people often don't believe in them.
No offense, sir, but you're beginning to sound like a member of parliament I know, who's always going on and on about Jewish space lasers.
Well, why would I take offense to that? I am very glad to know that there are members of Parliament and I who are on the same page.
So you're saying that you believe in Jewish space lasers like they're an actual thing?
Might not be an actual thing yet.
What?
But I have cousins in the States who are trying to come up with some type of machine that will enable man to fly in the air like a bird. So I believe in the not so distant future wars will be conducted from the air and then
Okay, I'm really not that interested. Back to the man from Zagenzwingen.
Transylvania.
Zagenzwingen.
Transylvania.
Why are you so convinced the man was from Transylvania?
Not man, vampire. I have here the journal that Jonathan Harker kept while he was in Transylvania.
You forget I've been to Transylvania. I've been to Castle Dracula, and I can assure you I saw no five-breasted women or guards that were half beast, half man. I can assure you the late Count was a perfect gentleman like you or I.
All right, but you did tell me tales that you heard at the local taverns in Transylvania.
Yes.
You told me that many of the people there hang strands of garlic and wolfsbane outside their front doors every night.
Yes.
And why do they do this? To ward off
vampires.
The prosecution rests, Your Honor.
My favorite child. Please, come sit by me. We don't get to hang out together as often these days.
No, Mom, we don't. So you're in a rather jovial mood today. Guess getting some really was just what you needed, eh?
Some what, my dear?
Sun! Getting some sun. I've seen you and your friend walking in the gardens every morning before breakfast these days.
You really should try to meet more people from the remaining colonies. Get a gentleman friend for one of them for yourself. They are full of insights you would never imagine in a million years.
Yes, insights.
Oh, my child. I know what you're inferring here, and we are not amused.
I don't know, Mom. You seem rather amused right now.
Not amused. Bemused by your childish nature.
Sure, Mom. Sure. Whatever you say.
So, how are things with you?
Oh, fine. Lestrade showed me his forensics lab the other day.
Again? You know, my dear, the Ripper has stopped his ghastly crime.
Yet, he was never caught.
Well, I think we should all be glad that the killing spree is over.
For now.
My child, you are far too morbid for someone of your stature and breeding. Really. I do love it.
You do?
Yes. It's why you're my favorite. What have you got there?
One of the letters the Ripper wrote Scotland Yard back in the day?
No.
Yes. Lestrade gave it to me for my birthday.
Oh, he's a rather naughty devil. I like him too.
What? The Thames torso killer has struck again.
Another body cut in half?
Intestines removed.
Lucy! Lucy!
Was that the royal physician?
And his maid.
that strikes me about this letter. It differs from the others.
How so?
The penmanship.
Penmanship is exquisite. It's almost feminine.
Wouldn't it be interesting if the Ripper was a woman?
Or a sodomite. Mother! Could be, dear. Could be.
I know. I'm just shocked that you know what a sodomite is.
Please, I know what one is. It's a shame your grandfather had all of them thrown into the dungeons and work camps. You know, I've never had my hair done right since.
Oh, please. Your hair is fine.
But I don't want my hair to be fine. Oh, I want to be fabulous. Now, not to dwell on unpleasant matters, but how was your marriage?
It is what it is. For better or worse, till death do us part.
And Jonathan is okay with how much time you spend with the inspector?
Yes.
Not flying into a jealous rage or anything?
No.
In a way, I guess that's good.
I kind of wish he would. A jealous rage would show he's paying attention. But then again, I do like having the free pass to do as I please.
I take back my advice from earlier.
Which advice is that?
The advice to get a gentleman friend from one of the remaining colonies. But it's clear you don't actually need one of those for anything. You're getting it already.
Thank you.
Oh, I must get some rest. Oh. Tomorrow, my gentleman friend and I are going to the beach. Who knows? Maybe I'll see a lower calf on a shapely young man.
Dr. Seward, I admit I've been skeptical about the whole vampire thing.
Skeptical? Skeptical? Skeptical would be an understatement. When I first suggested it, you insisted I was a madman and refused to listen to a word of what I was saying.
But one of my neighbors, a farmer named Zachariah, insisted on digging up Harry's body.
Harry? Arthur's son.
He died only last November from the same ailment that took his sister and his mother.
Why did your neighbor wish to dig up the body?
Because I have been alive long enough to recognize when a man's family has a vampire in it preying upon the living members.
Oh, Zachariah. Dr. Seward and Quincy P. Morris. Seward, Quincy, my neighbor, Zachariah.
My granddaddy had to stop a vampire that was preying on our family in these parts about 95 years ago. And the other night, my most prized cow suddenly collapsed and died.
Had she been sick?
No, she was the healthiest of all my livestock.
Sorry for your loss.
She had the most amazing birthing hips, beautiful eyes. She always looked at me with a longing.
All right, this conversation has taken a turn for the... why don't we get back to the human stuff, shall we?
I wish not to make waves with any of my neighbors right now, so I granted permission for Harry's grave to be exhumed.
So we exhumed the body early this morning.
And what did you find?
His body was perfectly preserved. His heart was full of blood.
His heart was full of blood?
There was even traces of blood at the corner of his mouth. I then suggested we dig up all the other graves in the Holmwood family.
And once again, not wishing to make any waves, I obliged. We dug up the bodies of my other 2 children who have died, and my wife. Their bodies were all decomposed appropriately.
And then what happened?
I removed Harry's heart from the corpse. Wait, if it's a vampire, do scientists still call it a corpse?
Of course it is still a corpse. A reanimated corpse, but a corpse nonetheless.
We then burned the heart.
And severed Harry's head, arms, legs, before reburying
Wait,
him.
when did Henry die again?
Early November of last
and
year.
His body was perfectly preserved.
Yes. Also, his hair and fingernails had grown significantly.
Need any more proof that vampires may indeed exist, Mr. Morris?
Why would Harry have been made a vampire, but not the rest of my family?
I am not sure, but you do realize that since your family has been plagued by one or more vampires over the last decade or so, Harry cannot have been the head vampire.
Head vampire?
Yes. Head
But it had been abnormally cold that winter. Harry didn't compose at what one might call a normal rate.
They really didn't know any better back then. But who could the head vampire be? I doubt he's got a big sign on his place of residence, House of the Head Vampire.
As luck would have it, I have deduced the identity of the head vampire.
I am so not comfortable with all
Well,
of this.
Mr. Morris, perhaps you have your own theory that is better than mine.
No, I don't. But what makes you so convinced that the head vampire is the man from Flagenschwingen?
Transylvania!
Fine. Transylvania. Anyway, the farmer here just mentioned a case of vampirism in these parts almost 100 years ago, long before the man from Transylvania arrived on our shores.
My granddaddy stopped that vampire and destroyed the creature.
There! Right there! That's how we know the head vampire is not a local.
I guess, but I still fail to see how you can possibly believe that the vampire is Count Dracula.
And why the bloody hell not?
Because Count Dracula has been dead for the better part of a decade.
As has our vampire. So, gentlemen, put your faith in me. After all, I am a man of science and of the modern age. Whom better to trust in such situations?
Whitney Cemetery has been vandalized.
Vandalized?
Several graves were disrupted.
One of the bodies was badly mutilated.
What the hell? Who the hell mutilates a corpse?
Know how the Ripper attack stopped?
Yes.
Of course! Why didn't I think of that before?
Think of what?
What if the Ripper stopped targeting prostitutes? What if he found a new target?
Of course. I have been saying all along that the Ripper and the Thames torso killer could be the same person.
So, what if the Ripper is now murdering corpses in graveyards?
Murdering corpses.
Yeah. Dead bodies. He's now murdering dead bodies instead of living prostitutes.
I can't believe it, dangnabbit! I've been on the force longer than my friend here, and she's the one who cracks the case.
That's right. I have done what neither you or your Sherlock Holmes have been able to.
You have you?
Yep. All thanks to my little grey cells up here.
You didn't even name a culprit.
Pretty sure it was that there ghost of Anne Boleyn who haunts the Tower of London.
Oh! My brother went out with her for a while, took her bowling. But she didn't like it when he used her head
as a ball?
Wow. How'd you guess? Are you not psychic or something?
Why don't you two take the rest of the day off?
Really?
Yes.
Good idea. My brain is actually hurting from all this extra thinking I've been doing lately.
Trust me. Nobody's brain's hurting more in this room than mine is right now.
You know who it could be? That loony we keep bringing in here for questioning.
Oh, yes. The man from Zagenswegen.
Ivan Zablinski, 66 Carfax Abbey Road, apartment 3A.
It's Renfield. I'm on my way to the bus stop. Don't blame me if you don't respond. I really need to see you again before I do what I'm about to do.
Jonathan. Again, ma'am?
Oh, no. Now
He's
what?
in the kitchen harassing the staff.
Oh, well, that sounds more like him being his old regular self.
He wants them to make him scrambled eggs.
Seems reasonable.
Scrambled eggs with dead flies mixed in?
Oh, no. The bug thing again? Can you send my husband in?
Yes, ma'am.
Jonathan, darling, why are you crawling on the floor?
Full moon tonight.
Oh, yes. Of course. That makes perfect
Inspector
sense.
Lestrade is here to see you, ma'am.
Very good, Bertha.
I swatted about 10 flies yesterday.
Wow. Good for you.
Your chef refuses to mix them with my eggs.
Jonathan, darling, I want to understand. I really do, but...
interrupting something?
I wish. Nope. Just another day in paradise.
Hi. Nice doggy. Good doggy. Want me to get you a bone? Wait, I just realized. Yeah? No? Strike that.
Jonathan, I demand you go back to the kitchen and continue hounding the staff.
Yes, my darling. Whatever you wish.
I need to discuss something with you. I'm afraid your royal physician is possibly up to mischief.
Oh, great. Just what I need. This place is falling apart. The staff thinks my husband is completely bonkers, which, of course, he is. My mother has turned into a nymphomaniac, despite still espousing borderline puritanical values left and right. My kid's sister is getting married next month. My youngest brother has begun cross-dressing. My eldest brother is carrying on with my youngest sister. The new prime minister is trash-talking all of us behind our backs. And really, who can blame him? My husband is now hunting flies and eating them. So yes, please, do add some more drama to my life right now. I am single-handedly trying to run this palace, and I swear, if I am not in Bedlam by next winter, it's only because, I don't know.
I'm so sorry. I hate seeing you like this.
You forget yourself.
I know, ma'am. I'm terribly sorry.
No. I'm glad you forgot yourself. I wish I could forget myself sometimes.
You going to be all right?
I don't know. If you're here with me, yes, I will be. I mean, yes. Yes, I'm fine. Yes. Don't finish that sentence. We both have spouses and duties. But trust me, I've known for a while, and my feelings for you are exactly the same.
Good day, Inspector.
Jonathan.
And has Holmes cracked the case of the Thames torso killer yet?
No, he has not. Nobody has.
And I take it you're no closer in identifying the Ripper.
No.
Pity. And unlike Holmes, your investigations are paid for by our tax dollars, are they not? And the Ripper murders were what? 2 years ago? Tut.
Jonathan!
What, my dearest?
You're being very rude. What the hell's gotten into
Nina,
you?
I want a divorce.
Jonathan!
There's no need to try to change my mind. I shan't, you know. The bats were outside my window again last night.
The bats? The bats? Couldn't we have 1 week where you do not mention them?
They want me. And why should I keep playing hard to get? I will follow them back to Transylvania tonight.
Very well then.
Hey, Inspector, did I mention that when the bats are in human form, they each have 5 breasts?
No, you didn't. That's quite impressive, though. So the bats, are they the ones you got into the new diet craze?
What new diet craze?
Flies.
Flies? Who wants to eat poor, puny things like flies?
With all due respect, Princess Mina tells me you do.
Why would I want flies when I can get nice, fat, juicy spiders instead?
Well, that's one of my headaches taken care of. So what is my physician up to?
I'm worried he may have crossed a line where even I cannot help cover things up now.
What's happening?
He's going on and on about...
About what?
Considering the recent developments with your newly estranged husband, I'm really unsure if I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake to come here. No, 'twas no mistake coming here today. The good doctor has been going on and on about vampires to pretty much anyone who will listen.
Oh, that. I knew all about that rubbish.
You did.
Yes, he was spending way too much time with Jonathan. So I guess some of Jonathan's craziness rubbed off
The
on
problem
him.
is he and a group of people vandalized a graveyard last night.
They did what now?
It seems he's gotten himself a band of vampire hunters. They mutilated a corpse.
You're sure it's Dr. Seward doing this?
I am not 100% certain, just worried.
Sweet of you to worry. It really is. Say, do you want to come up to my
I
bedchamber?
thought you'd never ask.
Would you like a little wine first?
I never drink wine this early in the morning.
You're always looking out for me. Thank you.
What's happening?
Holy shit, you
I've
came.
been worried about you.
Why?
I don't know.
Seriously, why do you like me? Nobody else ever has.
Maybe that's why.
So wait, it's just a pity thing? You just feel sorry for me? You know what? Fuck your sanctimonious bullshit then.
You know what? Forget it. Just forget it.
Look, Fiona, wait. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole, I know that.
It's okay.
I guess I've always been so used to rejection. I push people away before they can, push me away first. Anyway, I'm glad you came here.
So scared me. I thought you might be doing... I don't know.
I'm leaving
School?
the area. I'm moving in with my grandmother in Seattle.
Things with your father.
Yeah,
Well, I'll miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too. You're the one good thing I'm leaving behind here.
You'll keep in touch?
I'd like to. Not sure if I will, but I'd like to. And I'll always be glad that you were there for me when you were.
I will always be glad to have known you. Maybe I can come out and visit you this summer.
That'd be cool. Well, here comes the bus. See you.
sure this is the place?
Yes, this is 66 Carfax Abbey Road, apartment 3A, home of one Ivan Zablinski.
Gentlemen, we now will wait here until dawn.
Well, how can you be sure our vampire will be here at dawn?
The vampire must sleep during the day in the same unholy dirt in which he was buried. He keeps that dirt in his coffin.
Sleeps in a coffin?
Well, it's probably good for your back.
I'm still not sure about any of this.
It's him, Ivan. I mean, Count Dracula.
It's dark in here, but he does indeed look a great deal like the dead Count.
Undead! Undead Count!
Fine, fine. Undead
It's
Count.
nighttime. Why is our vampire sleeping now?
Perhaps he already fed.
Hold on. If he's a vampire, why is he sleeping in a bed and not a coffin?
He's trying to fool us.
Exactly.
Wow, gold coins. How does he have gold?
Vampires hoard money and treasure.
Even though Jewish people were treated as second-class citizens throughout most of medieval Europe for centuries, not even being allowed to own property in many countries, there was one area where they excelled: money lending. Christians were forbidden in their religious texts from collecting interest or loans. The Jewish faith had no rules against that. Of course, this also caused them to be even more oppressed and ostracized. This is where a lot of the Jewish banker stereotypes emerged from. Most of my family has died.
My cattle are sick. My crops are withering. I have been going hungry. And this foreigner, this intruder in our land, has gold?
Shit!
Quincy, don't you go all soft and limp-dicked on us now?
Yeah, don't forget, we're the good guys here.
You just stabbed a man!
Vampire, not a man.
An unholy devil sent from hell to plague us all.
Don't act like that hurt. We all know vampires are immune to pain.
No.
You were with us until now. What has changed?
Blood. So much blood gushing.
Yes, the blood this creature has stolen from my wife.
What have we done? What have we done? What have we become? What have we become?
I think our friend Quincy has been corrupted by the vampire.
What? Yeah, I think you're actually shedding tears over a monster.
The only monsters here are
Wait,
us.
I have lost almost everyone I love. I am at risk of losing the one person left that I love. And you think that I'm a monster?
We'll deal with you later.
Yeah.
Why wait?
Now we must cut off this Dracula's head, arms, and legs.
Right. And I'll cut out the demon's heart and burn it.
Freeze! You're all under arrest.
Where is Dr. Seward? Where's Dr. Seward?
The men are facing life in prison.
And Dr. Seward?
He was nowhere near the scene of the crime when the constables arrived and made their arrests. He's a free man.
You still believe he put them up to
I
it?
really wish not to say. I'm just relieved it's all over.
Yes. But what if Dr. Seward is the Thames torso killer?
I doubt he'll do anything now. Too many rumors. Too many people walk by his home throughout the day, pointing at it, whispering. He's not going to run the risk of being caught now.
And Inspector, how is your wife?
She's well, still living in blissful ignorance.
Good. Keep it that way.
Oh, I intend to, milady. You are my deep, dark, dirty, dirty secret.
If either of us is the dirty, that would be you.
Yes, milady. Very good, milady.
About a month after his father and his compatriots had killed the head vampire, Arthur Holmwood Jr. died anyway, succumbing to his tuberculosis. Dr. Stewart and his maid left London not too long after the Great Vampire Scare of 1890. He had cousins in Ohio, so they made a new home there, and they had sons.
Jack, where have you been?
Sorry, Mom. I was just hanging out with my buds and we just lost track of time.
Lost track of time? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. You expect me to believe that you guys just lost track of time?
What's going on here?
Do you know what time your son came crawling in tonight?
I hate how he's always my son when he misbehaves.
Besides, Mom, people lose track of the time the time.
You've been digging through my closet again, haven't you?
No.
Then why are you wearing my necktie on your head?
It's my, headband. My friends think it's cool and they like it.
Not another word.
What?
Not another word. Go to your room, young man.
You two are such old fuddy-duddies. You have no idea what it's like to be young.
Oh, he has no idea the trouble that his mother used to get into when she was his age.
But you were always there watching out for me, helping me cover my tracks, even writing letters for me. Except for that one time when the bee stung your hand.
People will do crazy things for love.
Yes.
But you needed to worry about Jack. He has a fine head on his shoulders. After all, he is my son.
Our son.
Yes, well, good night, my love.
Wow. I really am the luckiest woman in the world.
Wow. Things are really screwed up in the United States right now.
Weren't they always?
They have a serial killer in Cleveland, Ohio, called, get this, the torso killer.
Those bloody wankers are always copying us.
They just found a third victim.
Whoever this guy is, he has a long way to go then to catch up with our Ripper or Thames torso
The
killer.
body of one Florence Palio was discovered by the side of the road on East 20th Street. She'd been dismembered and wrapped with the paper and packed into half-bushel baskets. The red, however, was missing from the scene of the crime.
Who told you could sit in my seat?
I'm sorry. I thought you were out with a gentleman from one of the few remaining colonies.
No, number 25. I don't believe I shall be seeing him again.
Sorry, what happened?
He has decided to return to the colony to reconcile with his wife.
Oh dear. I am so sorry.
It's quite all right. I never much cared for that colony anyway. I shall be going to bed now.
Very good.
Though, child, that is not an invitation for you to remain in my seat.
Sorry, Mom. Good night, Mom.
Good night.
Just a moment before we go our separate ways. I hope that the memories of the Great London Vampire Scare of 1890 won't give you nightmares. So I offer some words of reassurance. When you're all back home, and the lights are off, and you hear the wind outside, hear the floorboards creaking, dogs or wolves howling in the distance, and you dare not look out the window for fear a strange face might be peering in. Just pull yourself together and remind yourselves that after all, there are such things as liars, xenophobes, and psychopaths. Class dismissed.